What is up, YouTube? Samurai Jack here, bringing you Commander Legends opening. Now, when you see this uploaded, you'll also see my Zendikar Rising video also uploaded. A originally one-parter, but two-parter due to complications. Also, I have been really busy at Amazon lately, so not exactly enough. Because, yeah, working on Saturdays really messes with the schedule, along with just having more fun in Pokemon Go, because I don't know how to record for that. But of any cards I'm hoping to open from Legends, so far just mostly pirate-related cards for my Commander deck. And of course, buying the box gets you the Ultra Foil of Sengir the Dark Baron. 4 and 2 black for a 4/4 with flying as partner. But anyway, let's get to the opening. Here you get 2 legends. Berlid, original art. Return to Dust, Vow of Torment, Nox Dragon. Ooh! Our first court, the Court of Bounty. 2 and 2 green for the enchantment that when it enters, makes you the monarch. At your upkeep, you may put a land from your hand onto the battlefield, but if you're the monarch, a creature or land card from hand to battlefield instead. Oh, and here comes the 2 legends. Itik and Drago. Ooh, and a foil Imperious Perfect. Makes golems and puts 1/1 counters on himself and golems. And the pirate that so let's put those there. Fearless Perfect. I might consider the Court of Bounty into either my Sultai deck or my Dinosaurs. But yeah, I gotta keep an eye out for that Painter Servant. Or it's probably gonna be in the pile of legends. Command Tower. Always good. Right, first response. Angelic Armaments. Hunter's Insight. Ooh, yes! The remaining cycle of the Balbon lands. The Simic one that enters tapped unless you have 2 or more opponents. Definitely going into my Sultai deck. Nadir, Agent of Duskeel, and Thalis, Reverent Medium. And a foil Ripscale Predator, Errata to Dinosaur. And the Monarch token. So far, so good on the polls. At least for me. Vow of Lightning. Brass Herald, Volcanic Torrent, The Promise of Tomorrow. 2 and a white for an enchantment that whenever a creature dies, exile it at the beginning of each end step. If you control no creatures, sacrifice the promise and return all cards exiled with it to the battlefield under your control. Zemikin art. That Secret Lair is out. Definitely considering getting it once this blackout is done. Oh, hey. Oh, cool. Got the Prismatic Piper. That's what I meant to say. Anyways, Mira, Thorn of the Glade, and Nimrus, Una's Trickster. Whenever you cast your first spell during each opponent's turn, look at the top 2 cards of your library, put 1 into hand, the other into the graveyard. A foil Guildless Commons. Let's see, enters tapped. Turn on land you control to its owner's hand to basically have a Soul Ring. And of course the Prismatic Piper, the common legendary. And Rock for the Goblin legendary. That makes rocks on the pseudo landfall. Preordain. Moss Diamond. Humble Defector. Feast of Succession. Arcane Signet. And Horizon Stone. If you would lose unspent mana, that mana becomes colorless instead. So basically crew fix. But not indestructible. Arden, Intrepid Archaeologist. Ooh, and Obeka, Brute Chronologist. Oh, damn! Foil Arkalos, Lagoon Mystic with that cool Commander Legends. But first, let's do Obeka. If I'm sure anyone who has seen the Game Nights episode knows how OP Obeka is with her tap to the player whose turn it is may end it to avoid because you know Josh used it to avoid the very bad end step triggers. So pretty OP. Now for Arkalos, Lagoon Mystic. 1 and a black, green, and blue for a legendary 2/4 Turtle Shaman. As long as it's tapped, other permanents enter tapped. But if he's untapped, other permanents enter untapped. So good for your... So he's basically... Honestly, definitely good as a... Adding... A buddy commander. No, not... Basically, like... I seem to not find the right word for Arkalos at the moment. But, you know, the pacifist one where... You have beneficial cards... I think it might be just Buddy deck is the proper term for it. Because it's similar to the... Anyways, let's just keep going. Ooh, Path of Ancestry. The Thirst for Knowledge. Fencing Ace. Reclamation Sage. Ooh, Blasphemous Act. Now this I love using in my Dino deck. Granted, it kills them unless I have certain circumstances. So, it costs 1 less for each creature on the battlefield, and Blasphemous Act deals 13 damage to each creature. Jury, Master of the Review. Tormund, the Desecrator. Foil, Rupture Spire. Visual Seer. Fathom Fleet Swordjack. Shimmer Mirror. I mean, cast artifacts as though they had flash, because I do recall him being a rare at some point. Sifter Worm. Slash the ranks. Destroy all creatures and planeswalkers except for commanders. I might honestly run it in Zergo or Gishath. Mostly Zergo. Sending Eye of the Storm. And Blim, Comedic Genius. When it deals combat damage to player, that player gains control of target permanent you control. Then each player loses life and discards cards equal to the number of permanents they control but do not own. Foil Trusty Pack Beast and a Monarch. Thorn of Black Rose. Null Color. The Mask of Memory. Guiltleaf Winnower. 3 and 2 black for the 4/3 menace that may destroy target non-elf creature whose power and toughness aren't equal. Because again, I do remember this card being a rare in the Origin set. And our rare is the Nightshade Harvester. 3 and a black for a 2/2 Elf Shaman with pseudo landfall when a land enters. Oh wait. Opposite pseudo landfall. So whenever a land enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, that player loses 1 life and put a 1/1 counter on the Nightshade. Queen Itinerant Meddler and Gormuldrak Amphibiologist and a foil Farhaven Elf. A warrior token. Would have been funny if I got the Salamander Warrior token. Anyways, Rabbit Wizard taps to have each player draw a card, and players who do gain 1 life. And Gormuldrak. 3/2 Human Scout that you and permanents have protection from salamanders, and at your end step, each player who controls the fewest creatures creates a 4/3 blue Salamander Warrior. So yeah, that's cool. 2 rare partner commanders. There's a command tower in there. Interpret the Signs. Intangible Virtue. Scaled Behemoth. Sweet Gum Recluse. Flash Cascade Reach. 4/2 green, 0/3. When it enters, put 3 counters on each of any number of target creatures that enter the battlefield this turn. Glacian Power Stone Engineer, Kengi Skywarden, Foil Howling Golem, and Mark. Scholar of the Ages, First Response, Merchant Raiders, Szats or Szats, but his will, 4 and a black, choose 1. If you control a commander as you cast a spell, you may choose both. So either or both. So each opponent sacrifices a creature they control with greatest power, or exile all creatures from all opponents' graveyards. Then create X01 black thralls, where X is the greatest number power among creatures exiled this way. Abomination of Llanowar and Prava of the Steel Legion. Foil Hunted Cloak. Definitely want this Prava for my one of my latest decks. A Saskia the Unyielding Pet Lover, because I basically did a Ren and Siri deck, but added black to add some of the dogs and mostly few dogs and cats that are in black. Namely, the Cerberus one from Theros Beyond Deck. I think it's Karamos, maybe. And Wasitora, the cat dragon. Codex Shredder. Confiscate. Kambaji Witches. The Soul of Eternity. 5 and 2 white for a star with power and toughness equal to life total. Encores of 7 and 2 white. The new mechanic for Commander Legends that lets you exile this card from your graveyard, and for each opponent, create a token copy that attacks that opponent this turn as Fable. Nightmare Cat Familiar, and Arumi of the Dark Tide. Ooh, and foil Malcolm Kenine Navigator from a pirate deck. 2/2 with flying, and whenever one or more pirates you control deal damage to your opponents, create a treasure token for each opponent dealt damage. Opal Palace, the Lightning Rig Crew, Supreme Will, Hero's Blade, Jeska's Will. So same thing as Savat's, but this time it's add red for each card in target opponent's hand or exile top 3 cards. You may play them this turn. Hamza, Guardian of... Oh, snap. But first, well, yeah, let's face it. I got Jeska, Thrice Reborn. 2 in a red for the legendary Planeswalker that enters the battlefield with a loyalty counter on it for each time you've cast the commander from the command zone this game. So obviously good, basically honestly good as the partner commander, because in our set, well, at least if I cast her once, then, yeah. Anyway, 0. Choose target creature until in a turn. If that creature would deal damage to one of your opponents, it deals triple the damage. Triple kill. And minus X to deal X damage to each of 2 of up to 3 targets. And the little text of Jeska can be your commander and, of course, partner. Oh yeah, right, here are my sleeves. And Hamza, Guardian, is an elfin warrior that costs 1 less for each creature you control with a 1/1 counter, and makes your other creature spells cost 1 less for each creature you control with a 1/1 counter. Command Tower, always good. Angel Armaments, Sandstone Oracle, Cast Down, and Hull Reacher. 2 in a blue for the Merfolk Pirate that if an opponent would draw a card except the first one they draw in each of their draw steps, instead I get a treasure token. Again, I am just like Commander Legends, I am loving the pirate love I am getting. Eldritch, Crossroads Augur. If you would scry a number of cards, draw that many instead. Oh! And Kamal, Heart of Karosa. 6 and 2 green for the legendary human 5/5 human druid that at the beginning of combat on my turn, my creatures get +3/+3 and trample. Until in a turn, target land I control becomes a 1/1 elemental with vigilance, indestructible, and haste. Still land. And a foil training center. The Izzet land that enters tapped unless you have 2 or more opponents. Holy guacamole. So yeah, Heart of Karosa there. And to decide whether or not Training Center either goes into my Narset, my Negasar, or my Surrak Dragonclaw deck. Though I might do Narset to get rid of some of the tap lands I might still have. Meteoric Mace, Skilled Animator, Frenzied Saddlebrute, Root Weaver Druid. When it enters, each opponent may search their library for up to 3 basic lands. They each put one of those cards onto the battlefield under my control, and the rest onto the battlefield under their control. Then each player who searched their way shuffles. Anara Wolvid Familiar? Ooh, yes! Zara, the Renegade Recruiter. 3 and red for the 4/3 legendary human pirate. Whenever Zara attacks, look at the defending player's hand. You may put a creature card from it onto the battlefield under your control, tapped and attacking that player or planeswalker they control. Return that creature to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. Again, with Obeka, you get to keep it. The Prismatic Piper. and a foil Amorphous X. I might low-key put that in my dino deck for some of my non-dinosaurs. Orzhov Advocist, Ordeal of Nymea, Slaughter the Strong, 1 and 2 white for a sorcery that was rare in Drain. I'm pretty sure it was Rivals of Ixalan. Each player chooses a number of creatures they control with total power 4 or less, then sacrifice the rest. And the Simic Rejuvenating Springs. Going into Surrak. Oh, hey, got Breaches, Brazen Plunderer for my pirate deck. Whenever one or more pirates I control deal damage to your opponents, exile a top card of each of those opponents' libraries. You may play those cards this turn, and spend mana as though it were mana of any to cast the spells. Foil Omen Speaker that lets you scry to, and a zombie token. And Alhuru Solemn Ritualist, who, despite looking like a core, is actually human. Only human. Made mistakes, I'm only human. Volcanic Dragon, Daring Saboteur, Imperialist Perfect, Training Center, once again. So yeah, thankfully Narset and Nekasar can get this. And our partners are Armix, Filgree Thrasher, and Jared Carthaline. I gotta rewatch Professor's video. True Air. When it enters, target opponent becomes Monarch, can't become the Monarch this turn. If damage would be dealt to Jared while you're the Monarch, prevent damage and put that many 1/1 counters. Copy token and a foil Blade Brand. Faith's Fetters, Thought Vessel, Hunter Insight, Staff of Domination. 3 mana for an artifact that either 1, untaps it, 2, gain 1 life, 3, tap, untap target creature, 4, tap target creature, or 5, draw a card. Malcolm, Keen-Eyed Navigator, and Nadir. Foil Supreme's Will, and a Prismatic Piper. Thanks, but I'll take the other cool art, the cool framing one in my Admiral Beckett Brass deck. Kanki's Lieutenant, Monstrous Onslaught, Nadiir's Blade. Ooh, the Wheel of Misfortune. Each player sees 2 in a red for a sorcery where each player secretly chooses a number of 0 or greater. Then all players reveal those numbers simultaneously and determining highest and lowest numbers. Wheel of Fortune deals damage equal to the highest number to each player who chose that number. Each player who didn't choose the lowest number discards their hand and then draws 7. God Radiant, not to be confused with the anime, but Sarah's Archangel. And Casket, Flesh Sculptor. Foil Fiery Cannonade. Down to, I'm assuming the last 4, actually last 6, looks like. The Vow of Wilderness, Coastline Marauders, Victimize, the Plague Reaver. At the beginning of end step, sacrifice each creature you control, other creature you control. Discard 2 cards, sacrifice Plague Reaver, choose target opponent. Return Plague Reaver to the battlefield under that